AOC, 36 years old, 1 year into her constitutional eligibility to be president, now sits in the pole position for the 2028 Democratic nomination. A Relentless Atlas Intel poll has her at 26, ahead of Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, and everybody else. Pollster communications strategist Frank Luntz is with us. I'm going to ask a pejorative question, Frank. Is AOC Trump or Ron DeSantis?
Well, that's a good question. She's neither. She's unique to herself. She's absolutely viable. She's got the toughest decision that any politician could have, which is, do you go for president or do you go for the United States Senate from New York? A senator from New York has outsized power, more publicity, more influence than the average senator, and she could clearly win that. Her issue is not beating a Republican. Her issue would be winning a primary versus Chuck Schumer. And Chuck Schumer right now is the most unpopular congressional leader of them all.
Right.
She'd have a much easier path to that. I don't see her as either President Trump, Governor DeSantis. I see her as being unique to herself with unique skills and unique problems and challenges. She gets stuff wrong all the time. She's a great communicator. She knows how to look straight into the camera and deliver a very powerful message. The problem is that message is often wrong.
Right, and there was the moment at Munich where she completely stumbled all over herself and fell flat on her face. Whether or not you can train that out of somebody, who knows? Donald Trump's been known to pontificate in different ways as well. There's a question about what this next Democratic nominee needs. And there is this autopsy that was done by the DNC about why Kamala Harris lost. It has not been released yet. Cory Booker, another wannabe 2028 potential, was asked about that by NBC. Take a listen.
NBC News is reporting that former Vice President Kamala Harris has been telling donors she believes the Democratic National Committee should release its autopsy of her failed 2024 campaign.
Yeah, release the autopsy, but we're 6 months before an election. If there's not enough reason to vote, the president stripping away our health care for millions of Americans, seeing rural hospitals close. If there's not enough reason to vote, your prices skyrocketing, interest rates up. If there's not enough reason to vote, prioritizing ballrooms over people's child care and health care. This is 6 months before an election. We need to be mobilizing and organizing in this election.
Aren't answers like that from the Democratic PAC exactly why she's doing so well?
Yeah, but Booker's right. They're still looking backward. It's 18 months since the election, and these Democrats are still focused on what happened 18 months ago rather than what's going to happen 6 months from now. Now, make no mistake, there are weaknesses in the Republican messaging, in the Republican agenda. Higher gas prices, higher food prices, higher health care prices. They need to pay attention to that. But they're able to say, if you want to send Donald Trump a message, vote Democratic. And right now, the Democrats have a 7% lead in the generic House ballot. What does that mean? 7% more Americans will vote Democrat in November for House candidates. That means the Democrats win the majority. And that's what Republicans need to be focused on, because the issue now is quality of life. Are you better off today than you were 18 months ago? That's where the campaign's going to be. It's not going to be whether Harris ran a good or bad campaign.
Yeah, no, I think it's a perfectly fair point. It's also who Democrats are putting up as candidates. Probably one of the reasons AOC is doing so well is she is of this new progressive wing of the Democratic Party, as is a guy named Abdul El-Sayed. He is a doctor of some type, although whether he's actually ever practiced medicine is questionable. Among young people, 18 to 44 in Michigan, where he is running for Senate, he's #1 in the polls overall. He's at 80% among young Democrats. That said, doesn't that mean that if it's not AOC for president, it's got to be somebody very close to her or El-Sayed, who's somewhere to the left of Mondami?
Well, the issue for the Democrats is, do they want to throw away the election? If I was a Democrat, which I am not, I'd be screaming about this. In the end, who captures the center? Who captures the independents, the unaffiliated, the people who decide who wins the elections, because they swing back and forth between Republicans and Democrats, and just as important, they swing back and forth between voting and not voting. That is the greatest challenge. I want to focus on 2026 for one moment. Republicans aren't voting. They're not participating, which is why Democrats are doing much better than people realize. And I'm surprised that there's not more attention devoted to this in the media.
Well, we actually, believe it or not, Frank, we have an entire segment about that coming up later in the show.
Well, that's why you're ahead of the game. That's why people pay attention to you. But that turnout is absolutely critical, and that's going to be a challenge for the GOP in the next 6 months.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.